Okay, good morning. Today's job that we've got, Mercedes Vito coming from another garage. The issue is the airbag light is on. Something else is plugged into this already. We've got a new component from Mercedes. It's obviously been plugged into the vehicle and they're still stuck in the same port, hence the reason we now have it. But, let's have a look. Okay, so we've plugged into the airbag unit on this vehicle. The component in question is seeing the resistance value is too high or an open circuit, so it's quite specific. So let's just have a quick look and see what we've got in live data. Looking at vehicle data. Not that one. Okay. So we have a look through the different airbag components. We can see 2.6 ohms. I'd expect between 2.5 and 3 ohms of resistance through most of the airbag components. But we can see here the one in question is showing me 10.5, 10.6 ohms. That on this vehicle, that would probably show me that we've got an open circuit. So we're going to get down to the component itself and start having a look at the wiring. Okay, so the next part of my test, I'll use this airbag resistor, which reads roughly 2.5 to 3 ohms, and I'm going to pop that across the terminals on the wiring side of the harness, which I've already taken the liberty to do this. So what I will do is I will use some sort of acupuncture probes attached to this, drop it across these two terminals, and then I would expect in live data, if my wiring is good, to have the ohm resistance will come down to the value of the airbag resistor that I put in place. Like I say, I've already done this and this has made no difference whatsoever. So that indicates quite quickly and quite easily that I've got an open circuit in the wiring, or at this stage I've got an ECU fault. My suspicions are going to be on the wiring, to be honest, but let's strip it down and have a look. Okay, so we've stripped the car down a little bit. We've removed the side panel to access the wiring. Followed the wiring down. It's nice and easy to get to this, luckily, which is really helpful. So I've followed the wiring down from the seatbelt buckle. Followed it down into here. And then as I'm coming along, I've got my first batch of crossed wires sitting just underneath this kick panel. Then as I go along a little bit further, and see, I've got this broken wire here as well. So that is a yellow and violet. And if I've traced this up to my plug, which is for the seatbelt, there we go. So again, nice easy one for this morning. Just off to reconnect these wires and see if we can clear the fault codes down. Okay, so we're now post repair. If I have a look at all of my values in there now, I don't have that 10 ohm resistance. All of my airbag components are within that sort of 2.5 to 3 ohm resistance, which is good for most systems. Let's see if we can now clear the code. Okay, fault code is still there. I see my SRS light is still up on the dash display. Okay, let's just run through this process quickly. Okay, fault memory completed. Read fault codes, no trouble codes. Good. So that should be job done. That's it. No SRS warning on the dash display. So it's just time to put this car back together and get it back to the customer. Just a note on this particular job as well, actually, while I remember we're here. This is the piece of wiring loom that I cut out, and I had to cut quite a big piece of the wiring out. You see, one end of the wire's very good copper. This will carry no resistance. The other side, it's all blacked out. Okay, there's no point trying to rejoin this piece of wire in here. That's just going to cause high resistance and cause more problems straight away. So we've cut the wiring quite far back and just stuck a new piece in, but back to where the wiring goes to copper. That's it. Hope you found that useful, and we'll see you next job.